Hey guys, Metalomaniac here and welcome to Metalomaniac's Hangout. Before we get started, I want to thank Gareth, Sprites and Bates for giving me knowledge of Broken Sword 5's physical release on the PlayStation 4. I've wanted to review this game for a while now and this has given me reason to revisit the game and take it all in again. So without further ado, I'll give you Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. The original Broken Sword and its sequel have always been some of my favourite games and it's always fun going back to them, whatever system they're on. But after that, the series started to sway a bit and the third and fourth instalments didn't quite live up to what Broken Sword is best known for. It wasn't until 2012 that a new game in the series really piqued my interest. Broken Sword 5 The Serpent's Curse was announced and set up one of the first video game related Kickstarters that I had heard of. The Kickstarter promised to return to its roots with a point-and-click adventure set on 2D hand-drawn backgrounds. The character models would be in 3D, which slightly put me off, but it ended up working out very well.
Didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, Josh?
We should catch up. Let's have...
The story is very much in line with the original Broken Sword and is about a stolen painting with hidden meanings that leads to a powerful artifact of religious significance. Add a few murders and character twists here and there and you see Broken Sword return to form. As always, we begin our journey in Paris, France and soon find ourselves caught up in the middle of a theft with a resulting murder. The theft in question is of a painting called La Maledicció, or The Curse in Catalan, painted by a man only known as El Serp or the Serpent. The painting itself is laced in Gnostic imagery and is considered to be a map of clues which lead to the location of the Tabula Veritatis, the Tablet of Truth, which is said to have the power to control both Jehovah and Lucifer, known in other religions as God and the Devil. The concept of the story is great, and while I'm not religious in any way, I love these type of religious conspiracy stories, much like the original Broken Sword and the Knights Templar. The graphics are also greatly familiar to what Broken Sword once was. Beautifully drawn backgrounds with a huge level of detail and a great mix of colours and moods, all now in glorious HD. The same goes for the characters too. The age of high definition has allowed Revolution to design a cast with distinct models. Comparing back to the originals, the characters there were a much smaller resolution which sometimes limited their features. Even Joji and Nico have had a facelift and look great in the latest title. The cell shading works great with the background artwork. After seeing Revolution try new things that didn't feel right in a Broken Sword game, it's nice seeing them go back to their roots with character animations. This adds another tick box to the list of nostalgia that would make this game a success in the eyes of the older fans. As always, George is voiced by Rolf Saxon, and while I've never really noticed all that much, Nico has been voiced by a different person in every game, this time by Emma Tate. The game features a lot of witty humour that you always find in Broken Sword, and while a lot of it is quite funny, sometimes it has you just saying to yourself, did you really just make that joke? The soundtrack is also typical of a Broken Sword game, a lot of subtle orchestral instrumentals which, for the most part, serves as the role as background filler and fills the gap to bring the game together. At other times, as the story develops, the soundtrack is used to set the tone and change the mood of what's going on, for example, after one of the many murders. An original track titled Jasmine, performed by the Hairy Lobsters, plays a part in the first half of the game to give some background and personalities to a few of the characters. Something that I don't think they've done in a Broken Sword game before. The game took me a good 12 hours to finish, and that was with remembering a lot of the puzzles. There was really only one puzzle that I got particularly stuck on. The first time I played it, I ended up looking for answers on the internet. This time I watched someone else play it on YouTube to see how he had came up with his answers. It made things a bit more clear once I'd found out I hadn't interacted with a particular item properly. These games really do need attention and for you to take everything in and then think a little bit outside the box. So all in all, I love playing through this again, and much like the first two titles, I'll find myself revisiting this game over the many years to come. As always, I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you next time in Metalomaniac's Hangout.